Welcome students. Now we are going to discuss about measurement of displacement. First of all, we should know about displacement. What is mean by displacement? Displacement is a vector representing a change in position of a body or a point with respect to a reference. Displacement is a change in position of a body or a point with respect to reference, and it is a vector. Displacement can be divided into two types that are of linear displacement, angular displacement. Coming to linear displacement, the linear motion measured in few microns or few centimeters, whereas angular displacement in which the rotational motion measured from a few seconds to 360 degrees. Now coming to displacement transducer, it converts the physical quantity, that is displacement, into electrical quantity. Transducer may be consisting of two important parts, that are sensing element, another one is transduction element. First one is the sensing element. It is also called as primary transducer. Second one, transaction element, is also called as secondary transducer. Come to the first one, sensing element. The part of transducer which responds to physical phenomenon or change in the physical phenomenon. Now coming to transduction element, it transforms the output of the sensing element to an electrical output signal. Now if you see this block diagram, that is of sensing element and transduction element. For sensing element, we are applying the input that will be converted into physical phenomenon. That physical phenomenon is applied to transduction element, and it will convert it into electrical signal output, that is of transduction element. So these are the primary and secondary transducers. Now coming to types of displacement transducers, these are divided into two types: contact type, non-contact type. First, contact type are divided into three types again: variable resistance, variable inductance, variable capacitance. For variable resistance, the example is potentiometer. Second one, variable inductance, is divided into again LVDT or VDT, that is linear variable displacement transducer. Second one is rotary variable displacement transducer. Then last one is variable capacitance. Second one, non-contact type, that are of ultrasonic transducers. Another one is IR sensor. So particularly we are having three types of transducers: resistive, capacitive, inductive transducers. These are the contact type transducers. So coming to this resistive transducer, the resistive transducer in which the resistance changes due to a change in some physical phenomenon. The resistive transducers in which the resistance changes due to a change in some physical phenomenon. It can work as both primary as well as secondary transducers, in which the change in the value of resistance with a change in the length of the conductor can be used to measure displacement. The change in the value of resistance with a change in length of the conductor can be used to measure displacement. The variable resistance transducer element works on the principle that the resistance of conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor, and it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the conductors. Now if you see this equation, R equal to rho L by capital A. So from this equation we can say that R is directly proportional to length of the conductors, and it is inversely proportional to the area of conductors, and where rho is the resistivity of the conductor in ohm meter, L is in meters, A is the area of cross section, that is also in meter square. This one is your basic resistive transducer. So it is having both resistance values of R1, R2, that is, and E is the voltage source, and middle one is the slider. So this part is slider. The slider moves horizontally. The movement of the slider changes the value of the resistant element of the transducer, which is measured by the voltage source capital E. Now coming to this resistive transducer, example is potentiometer. Potentiometer is also called as resistive potentiometer. It consists of a resistance element provided with a sliding contact called as a wiper. It consists of a resistance element provided with a sliding contact called as a wiper. The motion of the sliding contact may be translator or rotational. The wiper motion of the sliding contact may be translator or rotational. So if you see this figure, here it is the translator type, second one is of rotational type, and third one is of helical potentiometer. So in translator, in rotational, we are having wipers. Okay, and last one helical is coming to this helical. It is the combination of both translatory as well as rotationary type. So in case of helical potentiometer, the resistive elements in the form of helix. So these are your potentiometers, different types of potentiometers. And coming to the advantages of potentiometers, first one, these are inexpensive, means cost is low, and it is simple to operate. They are useful for the measurement of large amplitudes of the displacement. And last one, its electrical efficiency is very high. So that are regarding your resistive transducers. And coming to second one, capacitive transducer. The capacitive transducer is nothing but the capacitor with variable capacitance. Capacitive transducer is nothing but the capacitor with variable capacitance. We know the equation as C equal to epsilon A by small t, where epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r, where A is the cross section of the plates, D is the displacement between plates, R is the relative dielectric constant. This capacitive transducer converts the value of displacement or change in the pressure in terms of frequency. The capacitive transducer converts the value of displacement or change in the pressure in terms of frequency. So this one is the figure for capacitive transducer. So we are having here static plate, insulating material, and another one is rare cavity termination. And this one is of the dielectric medium. Here we have to apply the pressure on undeflected frame. After applying this pressure, this one is of the deflected diaphragm. So this one is of undeflected diaphragm. Whenever we apply the pressure, this one is of the deflected diaphragm. If you see the working operation of this capacitive transducer, a capacitive transducer has a static plate and a deflected flexible diaphragm with a dielectric in between them. Whenever a force is applied to the outer side diaphragm, the distance between the diaphragm will decrease here. So the static plate changes. This produces a capacitance which is measured by using an AC bridge. So whenever the force is applied to the outer side diaphragm, then this will be the deflected diaphragm. So it will decrease the change in displacement of the plates. It will produce the capacitance between the two plates. So it can be measured by the AC bridge or tank circuit. Mostly we prefer tank circuit only. Why? Because it produces a change in frequency according to the change in capacitance. So the capacitance can be measured in terms of by using the AC bridge or tank circuit. Mostly we prefer tank circuit. Tank circuit can produce the change in frequency according to the change in capacitance. This value of frequency will be corresponding to the displacement or force given to the input. Okay. Next, factors of changing capacitance. Now we discuss first one, changing dielectric constant type of capacitive transducers. Second one, changing area of the plates. Third one, changing distance between the plates. So these three are the factors for changing the capacitance. First one is the changing dielectric constant. Second one is changing the area of plates. Third one is changing distance between the plates. So these are regarding your capacitive transducer. Now coming to the advantages, it is having low hysteresis. If you see here, these are the advantages of capacitive transducer. First one is low hysteresis. Hysteresis is one of the characteristics of transducer. Second one, good linearity. Third one, high sensitive. Fourth one, it is having stability. Fifth one, repeatability. In sixth one, it is having the small resolution, that is in terms of 0.003 millimeters. It can be obtained. Static pressure measurement capability. It is having the static pressure measurement capability. Next, coming to disadvantage, it is having high impedance output. Second one, high temperature sensitivity. Third one, need of complex electronics. So it requires complex electronics. And fourth one, that may vary the output. So this one is your regarding capacitive transducer. Okay. In next video we discuss about the inductive transducer. Okay. Thank you.